Well, hey kids, it's Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com with another 5 minutes to a better mix tutorial. We're looking at 31 mixing tips in 31 days. And today I've got a really simple tip for you. And I had to include it because I get a lot of mixes sent to me to listen to from time to time. And this is one of the things I hear in a lot of these mixes, and it's unedited vocals. I hear a lot of breaths and I hear a lot of rustling in between the vocal tracks. It's just really messy, and it's a clear indicator of what I consider amateur mixing when you haven't taken a moment to dive in to a little bit of microsurgery on your vocal tracks to make sure that there's nothing unpleasing left in the mix. I'm not saying I need to cut out every single breath, and I'm not saying you need to make things unnatural. But what I am saying is a lot of people will jump into mixing, get into processing, jump into plugins, automation, mix bus compression, everything that you can imagine that they think they need to make a great mix, and they'll print it. And what they haven't done is actually zeroed in on their lead vocal to clean up some breaths. And this sounds real simple, but I'm going to show you the way I like to quickly do edits on my lead vocal as I'm wrapping up an edit leading into a mix. This is crucial for good mixes, but it seems to be overlooked for some reason. Here is a raw vocal that's been recorded, and if you take a listen, you'll hear a lot of breaths and just in between noise.
I will rejoice in the Lord, I will take joy in the God of salvation. For he is the Lord God and he is my strength. He sets my feet on high places, and I will...
Now that may not sound bad to you, but to me, it's a little just like a guy was singing in a room. And what I want to do is make it sound like it's radio ready. So I'm going to tailor these breaths a little bit. What I like to do is zoom in here. I'm going to go ahead and increase the waveform here so we can see a little bit more. When I like to get up to a vocal, I simply will slice things up and do little fades on the breath. So if there is a breath leading into a vocal, I won't get rid of it. I'll just fade it up.
I will rejoice in the Lord, I will take joy.
It's like right here. After take, I'll probably trim it a little bit, fade it up a little bit, little fade after take.
Lord, I will take joy in the God of salvation. For he...
Same thing here. I'm going to trim up this leading breath, fade it up.
For he is the Lord God and he is my strength. He sets me...
Now that breath, it's like a catch breath. I don't mind that in there. I just think it's kind of loud. So if anything, I might just turn it down or fade it up.
My strength, he sets my feet on high places. And
I would probably cut out most of this because I really want it to be a clean entrance.
And I will rejoice in the Lord, I will take...
So you get the idea here. Those are really simple moves. Like you're chopping off breaths so they're a little shorter, you're fading them up, and you want to listen back to all of your edits. I tend to do this completely in a solo mode, so I'm not hearing any distracting parts. I'm literally listening to the entire vocal all the way through and trying to create what I think is actually a natural breath, but a polished, mixed breath, okay? Because people and singers can make weird noises, and it shows up in your tracks. And if you're not paying attention to it as a mixer, and you're thinking about other things that you should be thinking about as a mixer, you may not notice that these irregularities or these weird noises or these longer than needed breaths are in there. And to me, that makes an amateur sounding mix. So take a few seconds and clean up your lead vocal track, whatever's going to be prominent, with your breaths. Edit them up, fade them up, trim them up so they sound as natural as you like it, but they're not as loud and they're not as dominant. It'll have a more radio-ready, professional mix sounding vocal. Hope that helps you guys. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com with 5 minutes to a better mix. Don't go anywhere tomorrow. Got more videos for you for the rest of the month. Take care, guys.